Happy New Year! I am the cerebral palsy vigilante, Zachary Fennell, and it is January 1st, 2021. As you saw to open this video, the graphic, I plan to have my newest book release in the third quarter of this year. To get that done, I have an outline of when I need to finish the manuscript and then send that off to, and then edit, have it sent off to beta readers and for external editing. All the different, there's a lot involved in the process, and to try to explain it all in a quick clip isn't going to happen. That's why I have this Making of a Memoir, my video series documenting the hard work involved in writing and self-publishing a book. If you've been following Making of a Memoir since I started the series in, I believe it was May of last year in 2020, I've been busy on the writing part. It's been about showing up, finding consistency on writing. That can differ. Your writing process can differ if you prefer handwriting versus typing. All sorts of things. Again, no one video is going to show and give you everything you need to know about writing and self-publishing a book. That's why I have this video series where you can follow along with me as I'm going about my journey. If you're interested in self-publishing a book, it will help you decide, hey, this is what works for me, or maybe I should try this. That worked for Zach, but that doesn't work for me. At this point, I feel like I'm talking circles. Calming down, bring myself back to the basics. I had the past 2 hours, you saw it's about 4:45 now. The last 2 hours I had spent doing some writing, knocked out over 400 words added to my manuscript. I feel comfortable in saying I'll have the book ready to be released in the third quarter of this year, because as of right now, I'm about 75% done with the book, with the manuscript, having a complete draft, not the final draft, but just a complete draft. Once I have that complete draft, the goal is to, by mid-February, have a complete draft. Once I have that complete draft, I can take the next step of going through and editing, and we'll talk about that and those elements when we get to that point. Right now, let's not get too far ahead. Let's focus on where we're at, which is 75% of the manuscript is pretty much written. Just have to keep forward, get the rest done. I said 400 plus words this afternoon. I plan to come back in the evening and do some more writing. So look for an update then. See you later. Well, I promised earlier I would come back with an update for today. As you just saw, I was sitting, getting ready. I had set a timer for 30 minutes. I was sitting, looking at my manuscript, I'm actually at a point where I've written this a little bit out of order. And I have a point where I have to connect one part of the story to the other. So I was going back and forth trying to figure out the connection. I literally need like a paragraph or two to bring a chapter to a close. And I'm it's not coming to me. I had set a timer, as I said, for 30 minutes. Half of it went by without me adding anything to the manuscript. And at that point, I just decided, I had this sense not to force myself more tonight, but instead to pick up in the morning, knowing that I usually am better. Sometimes it just comes down to you're trying to force yourself when you just don't have it anymore for the day. And you come back the next day and it's like, with like a snap, you knock out what you're trying to do. So I'm going to come back in the morning. I plan to continue this making of a memoir video into the weekend. I do work both Saturday and Sunday this weekend, afternoon shifts, so I'll have time in the morning to work on the book before heading into work, and that'll be the plan moving forward. Not going to force my hand today. Pick things back up in the morning. See you then. Welcome back to Making of a Memoir. Today is Saturday, January 2nd, 11:20 a.m. As in my last update, I talked about I needed like literally two paragraphs to end a chapter. And I sat down last night. I don't really need to recap all this because this is all right. You just watched this all in the episode as I'm documenting my journey and showing the hard work involved in writing, self-publishing a book. So last night, as you know, I decided I'm going to wait till the morning. And successfully, I sat down, finished those two paragraphs, and then copied in the chapter I had started earlier last summer while this computer was at Micro Center getting fixed. I had pulled up a Google Docs and started working on another chapter. So now I've copied and pasted that chapter, or the start of that chapter, into my Word file. And it's just closing in on 11:30. I work in the afternoon from 1 to 5. And this evening, I am planning to come back over to look over what I had wrote previously and actually, make any necessary changes to ensure it flows well with what I have already written. Hope that makes sense to you. I'll be back later with an update. Good morning. It is now Sunday, January 3rd, 2021. I had just, after returning home last night from work, I didn't have the energy to work on the manuscript at all. Right now, you see a little like the blank wall behind me because I'm with my light casts on that I've showed off in different videos, and I just went through, as I discussed earlier in this Making of a Memoir episode. I was bringing parts of the story together. So I took the chapter that I had just pasted in, or the start of the chapter I just pasted in, and I just spent the morning combing through it to make sure the chapter flowed with what I previously had. So that just involved adding some words here and there, taking out certain parts, And that's done at that point. I'm counting all that work. I'm going to count all that I've done towards yesterday's word count, because now I'm at a stopping point that I intended to be at yesterday. So that was, and right now let's do the math. Live math. First I have to pull up the calculator, tools, calculator. So I'm at 21,612 words on the document, I believe. And going into yesterday, I had 2805. So that's 807 words is what is what's going to be going down as yesterday's word total. I'm at a good stopping point, work at 1. Seeing how I feel after work, I may pick up and work on the manuscript some more later. Either way, you'll know because I'll be back with an update. Quick update. Today is now Tuesday, January 5th. I did not do anything after work on Sunday when I returned home from work regarding the book. Monday, yesterday I worked in the morning, woke up a little early in the morning and set a timer or wrote for like 20 minutes before work. The original plan was after work to set 3 more timers of 20 minutes each throughout the afternoon and evening, work some more on the book. That never came to fruition. Instead of trying to give excuses as to why, I'm just moving that part of the plan over to today. I am going to, this morning and into early afternoon, I plan to set 3 20-minute timers. First, I'm going to type what I just showed you up, and then I'm going to start setting those timers, knock out those 3, and then take a break from the book and come back to it on Thursday. More about those future plans momentarily. Right now, it's time to get some writing done. Hello there. Still Tuesday, January 5th, just after 2 o'clock. I have finished up my third 20-minute timer for the day. Actually, it was 225. I ended up doing 2 25-minute timers and a 20-minute timer. Altogether, 694 words gathered for the day, added to the manuscript, word by word, getting closer and closer to that complete manuscript. Have to stay on pace for that Q3 release that I teased about earlier in this video. Part of staying on pace, though, is knowing when to take some time away from the manuscript, and so you don't get overwhelmed by it. That is what I plan to do over the rest of today and Wednesday, and then I'm back to having 4 days in a row where I'm not working, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and my goal is going to be hitting 1,000 words each day to the manuscript. So I have a plan moving forward for the rest of the week. To keep up on this journey, make sure you are subscribed to my channel and have rung the bell icon to receive notification every time I publish a new video. Please do. This isn't just a show and tell thing. This is a give and take thing. If you have questions about writing and self-publishing a book, do ask them in the comments section. I will answer them in a future making of a memoir video. Until then, remember, don't blend in, blend out.